Bullies
They
pick on the
picked on the
wrong new
quiet
black
new
boy,
kid.
not knowing he's a brutal fighter. The cafeteria doors slammed open with
They
a
picked
thunderous
on the
bang
quiet new
as a
kid.
lunch tray flew across the room, skidding to a stop just inches from the new kid's sneakers. Every conversation stopped mid-sentence. Jordan Miles didn't blink. Holding his tray steady, he calmly glanced down at the tray and then up at the three laughing football players blocking his way. "My bad," laughed Troy Whittaker, rolling his shoulders and stepping forward like he owned the room. "Looks like you're standing where we usually sit, newbie." Jordan let out a quiet breath. The laughter grew louder. "Huge mistake, dude. You're gonna hate yourself for saying that," Troy taunted. What nobody in that cafeteria realized was that in less than 60 seconds, Troy would be flat on his back, blood pooling from his lip. Two of his teammates would be writhing on the floor nursing fractured bones, and by Friday, every single student in Ridgeview High would know the truth. Jordan Miles wasn't some shy transfer student. He was a walking disaster waiting to happen. Jordan wasn't looking for problems. After relocating to his fourth school in 3 years thanks to his dad's job with the Air Force, he just wanted to finish his final semester and quietly graduate. No friends, no fights, no scenes, but guys like Troy always seemed to think quiet meant weak. It started with a hard shove. Troy knocked Jordan's tray clean out of his hands, sending mashed potatoes and soda splashing across the tile. "Whoops, guess you'll be skipping lunch, dog," Troy sneered. His friends cracked up like it was the funniest thing they'd seen all week. Jordan stared down at the mess, then slowly lifted his gaze. "Pick it up," he said evenly. Troy snorted. "Or what?" That's when Jordan's fist shot forward like a piston. There was a sickening crack as Troy's nose collapsed under the blow, blood spraying across two nearby tables. The other two lunged at him. Big mistake. Jordan moved like a machine. One caught a knee to the chest, so hard he gasped for air and hit the ground. The second caught an elbow across the temple, spinning sideways before landing face first on the floor. In under 10 seconds, the fight was done. The cafeteria stayed frozen in shock before the whispers started flying. Who the hell is that guy? Where'd he learn to fight like that? But Troy wasn't finished. Furious and humiliated, he called for backup. His older brother, Logan Whittaker, was home from college for the weekend. A 230-pound defensive end with a bad habit of turning school fights into ER visits. "You're dead, Miles," Troy snarled the next day near the lockers, his face covered in bandages. "Logan's gonna make you wish you'd never been born." Jordan barely looked up from his history book. "Tell him to bring an ambulance." They didn't wait long. That afternoon, just outside the school parking lot, Logan and 4 more guys cornered Jordan, 5 against 1. Jordan stood his ground, but when someone hit him from behind, the impact drove him to one knee, sharp pains shooting through his ribs. For a split second, fear crept in. This might actually be the end. But then, like muscle memory, his dad's words from countless backyard training sessions echoed in his head. "Fear makes you slow. Pain sharpens the mind." With a guttural yell, Jordan surged up. Logan swung a brutal right hook, but Jordan ducked, trapped the bigger guy's arm, and slammed it down over his knee. The snap echoed like a gunshot. Logan's scream cut through the air. The others hesitated, too late. Jordan moved like a storm, fists flying, knees driving into stomachs, elbows cracking jaws. One by one, they dropped until only Troy remained, stumbling backward in sheer panic. "Wait, man, wait," Troy begged, holding up his hands. Jordan grabbed him by the collar and dragged him close. "Next time, I break more than your nose." The whole school was buzzing by the next morning. Whispers followed him down every hallway. Teachers kept glancing his way like he was a ticking time bomb. The other jocks switched routes just to avoid crossing paths with him. Girls whispered behind locker doors, stealing glances. Jordan didn't care. He sat alone at lunch, flipping through a worn copy of The Art of War, knuckles still bruised but healing. He wasn't a hero. He wasn't some violent thug either. He was just a kid who knew how to survive, and when pushed too far, how to fight back. And for now, that was all he needed.